Hello, this is Mr. Huff, and I briefly want to go through how to make a drawing. And what we're going to do is, working in our playground folder, I want to start a new drawing. So I'm going to go up here at the top left. I'm going to click New. I'm going to make sure I have opened the English template because I need everything to be in inches. And then I'm going to click on the standard IPT. This is a part in inches. So when I double click that, it will open the new drawing. The first thing I'm going to do is start a sketch. So I click on the top left, start a 2D sketch, and I need to choose the face that's going to be the front of my drawing. So you see the bottom and the side, but I want the front. So this would be this pane here, the one highlighted in white now, would be the right side. I want the front side. So I generally want to start my drawings by clicking on the front plane. It's going to rotate the field of view. And now I can do my drawing. I want to use the rectangle tool to draw a square. That's the easiest way to do this. If you notice, the point here in the middle is yellow. When I point at it, it turns green. That tells me it's locked at the origin, and I strongly suggest you start from the origin when you do your drawings. I'm going to hold down my left click and draw a random rectangle. I'm going to type the number 2, tab, 2, and then tab again, and then hit enter, and that makes a drawing. The problem is you can't see it. So at this point, I'm going to finish the sketch. I know I have a 2x2 square, and that's what I want. And then it rotates to line up with the field the way the plane was at the start. And I click on the home button. It's real hard to see right here. Let me zoom in a little bit. You can see right next to the navigation cube, we have got a little house here, and we click on that. And now I'm going to go back to my regular zoom, and you can see that this is set up right. The next thing I want to do is extrude this to make it a block. So I'm going to make sure I have this thing selected in the middle. When you only have one drawing, it assumes you mean that drawing. So I click on extrude, and it defaults to 1 inch, and I'm good with that. If I wanted to change it, I would change the dimension. I could put it in here, and if I wanted to change the behavior of the extrusion, I could go along this row of selections here. I would recommend at some point playing with these to see what they do, but right now I just want to extrude it 1 inch and then click OK. And then if I click on the home again above the navigation cube, it will zoom out. Now, I want to put a little extrusion down here on the bottom right. So I'm going to start a 2D sketch, and I click on this face. Do you see how it highlights the edges in white? That means that's where it's going to put it, and it rotates my field of view. I need to put this little box here at the bottom right. So I'm going to point at the little corner. It locks in, and it makes a green dot right there. You can barely see it show up, but it turns green, and you can see it says 2 inches and 0 inches as my coordinate. That's where I want it. I hold down the left click, drag to a random number, and I'm going to put a 1 inch cube here, 1, 1, and then enter. And now finish the drawing. And now I have a square on the front of this block. I want to extrude that, so I click on extrude, and it just looks at the last thing I drew, and it says that's what you want to extrude, and I want this to also be 1 inch. So now I have this part. If I hit the home button up here above the navigation, uh, what is this? Navigation cube, okay. It will zoom out where I can see the whole thing. I want to talk about scrolling and manipulating the image a little bit. If you push your scroll wheel away from you, it zooms the object away from you. And if you roll the scroll wheel toward you, it zooms in toward you. Notice that it zooms to where you're pointing. Okay, so if I want to zoom in on this corner right here, I point at it and it pulls it up. Okay, and if you get something you don't understand anymore, click on the home button. Okay. On the little cube here, you can click on the different parts of it, and it will rotate around, and you can look at corners and all kinds of different things, different angles. So you can look at it from the to the bottom and that sort of thing. So you can rotate this thing in space using this navigation cube. Again, the home will take you back to the top front right view. And another thing you can do is if you use your scroll wheel and center click on it, you get this little hand tool and you can move this image around wherever you want. And so I'm going to scroll out again. If you hold down the shift key, hold down shift and then center click, now you can rotate the object around in different directions, kind of a free rotate thing. So you can look at it, turn it over, and make it look all kinds of different ways. Okay. So to get back to the home screen or the home setting, you just click on that. When you're done, you need to click on the top left. I'm going to zoom in there and you will see the little save button. If you click that, it will open the save dialog. And let's call this one video part. And that lets you rename it. I'm going to save that. And now this is saved in my playground folder. I have a little drawing that I've done. I've talked about moving the images around using the scroll button. And that's all for now. Thanks for watching.